Five and dime, and I'm here again. It's been quite a while, and I'm going to do something about number 55. The sky is alive with the freedom of 76. How is everybody today? My name is Ronald. I play the role of Mr. Tackpans. I play with numbers. I've been away for a couple of days. I've been a little frustrated and happy at the same time. Why? Because there's so much information out there. Unless the question comes in, what do I do next? I have so much to say. I can't say too much, because if I say too much, it expands. It's almost like rising bread in the oven. So I'll keep this like matzah, and I'll keep it real flat. Make it real easy so you can understand. We're going to be talking about the number 55. 55 and 55 equals 110. At the same time, it equals 5 plus 5 equals 10. 0 equals 1. 5 and 5 equals 10. 0 and 0 equals 1. How do we get 77 in this world, the seventh gate? 2 and 2. How do we get the 10 world? 5 and 5. How do we get the next world? 88 and 88 equals 13 and 13 equals 26. Venus and Saturn. 110 plus 10 plus 10 equals 130. Boom, boom, boom. 130 equals 136. When you add 136, it equals the 1 all the way to the 16, which is the letter P, elemental P. 136, 6 days, 3 days, 1 day on the Mayan calendar, equaling to a 10-day period, 240 hours. Now, I'm not going to take it much further than that, other to explain 55 times 55 is 3,025. 3,025 plus 110 equals 4135. Electric Company, AD, DNA, and USA equals to these numbers over here. 41 and 35 equals to 76. 30 and 25, which is 55 times 55, 3,025 equals back again to 55. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13, equals to 55. Heaven equals to 55. Sky equals to 19 plus 11 plus 25, 44 and 11, 55. Heaven and sky, 55. 55. Joy. Why I brought joy into this is because 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. The difference is 15. It brings us joy. Joy, or love joy, equals 333, which is the pig. 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days the pig has a pregnancy, and joy is 50, which equals 56. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3. We must understand that 1 must be in the center of something to be 1 of anything at all, before 1 splits and makes 2 sides above and below, or side to side. If I split it this way, you have 2 sides that have come together. If I split it this way, you have the left side and the right side. Église, which is church. 5 and 7 is 12, plus the 12th letter. 5, 7, which is also in the word George, and egg. Egg is in the word Egypt, which is 5777. 76 times 76 is 57. 76, which is the Hebrew New Year this year. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10, equals to the number of 35. I'm not sure if I have it on here. Let me take another look. Do I have that on here? 5 times, yes, I have it right over here. Electric Company, 3 times 5, 3 plus 5 is 15 and 8. It says HO, as in H2O or number 23. 72 and 55, which is a difference of 13, because we have not come to the gateway where we are, and everybody knows 13 is over here. 5 and 5 equals to the number 42. 42 will now equal to the number 86. Now, where is that 86? 86 is 10 more than 76, because now we're in the 10 world. The 7, the 10, and the 13. What are the 3? 1 is the AC energy. 1 is the 10, which is the 16, which is the 1 light in the 6 man. 76 is 1 and 6. Why is this 1 and 6? 6 automatically goes with 1. We all know that because of the dice. There is no other way. There is only one 7 that exists, and the only 7 that exists has a dot. In the center is 6. Nothing is duplicated. But when you have 3 and you have 4, the corners of this 3 where 1 fits in, and this is the first time that 1 exists. 1 exists in the middle of 2. We don't begin until we have 2, because 1 goes in the center of 2. We get 3 areas of 2, 1 area of 2 here, 1 area of 2 here, 1 area of 2 here, and 1 area here. Here's a 2 here, here's a 2 here, here's a 2 here, and here's a 2 here. This creates your star. There is no other 7. You cannot say this is a 7 because these 2 are lost. This would be 505, and that's your Levi's. Levis, which is the screw, to screw it in. It says le or L. L, or 2 L's that come together, or it says she with 2 L's come together, it says Yama, or the lamb. Yama, it's changed for Spanish, where the Y is now changed for the L and L. L is E-L-L-E, put the Y in the middle, it just says I. Like the eye, the nose is in the center of the eyes. I'm not quite sure how much further, and it was just 5:55 on the video, but we must know that 5 and 9 have a numerological count of 42 each. 4 and 2 is 6, 4 and 2 is 6, 66. One other thing I want to say is the tail. In French, it says someone, quelqu'un, tail and tail, 2 tails. Ken is yes in Hebrew. Graphic, sigh, and a tail. Grapes and the heaven. The avenue, or Avinu Malkeinu, the mountains of heaven. How do I get this? And I don't even know really Hebrew of anything at all, because I listen to the sound. If I hear 1,000 people talking different languages, and I'm English, or French, or Spanish, I'm going to say, the German guy just said a word that sounds like something in French, and guess what? I now have a plateau to put the sound of that word. That's the way I work. That's the way I've learned everything, and it's worked for me. Everything has worked for me. Just as the understanding is this picture over here, where we drop 2 elements down. These 2 elements are in between these 2 elements and these 2 elements. Let me just take off the I, because if you take a look, this one goes with here. This one goes with here, making this one element coming into here. He's between these 2 elements, which is between here and here, which is the nose of this one over here and the nose of this one over here coming to here, and he's got all his feet on the ground. Here's a little bird taking in the spirit. In the skies, riding on a boat, inside the sunshine, a life. Winding the gateways of 525252, because 52 is the only letter in the English language that is B and E, breaking an entry into my mind. 5 and 2. 5 and 2 is the center, is the heart, and it is also the 7, and creates Jesus Christ the gateway, because here's your 5 and 2. It creates 5 and 2, 7, and 5 times 2, 10, the two-way world. 10 and 7 is 17. 10, 0, always equals 6. To the left and to the right of 5 is 1 and 1. Just because the number says 6, 11, or 9, 11, there's only one difference. The one difference to the left makes 6. The one difference to the right adds 6. Or it's 4 and 4. 44 and 66, 110 stories of the Twin Towers, or 116, or all the letters. January to December, J10, February F6, 16 right away, give me the light, 1 and 6, the 1 and 6 letter, because it's 10 and 6, 16. March is 13, equals 29, and is the birth of the sky, because inside the sky, inside ciel, is 17, which is the letter Q for queen, or 12, or the 12th card in the deck, which is the L for her. At the same time, it's not only the 12th card, but it's alpha beta. It's also 1 and 2 is 3, and it will create 5. 2, 1, 2 is 10 times 10 is 100 Celsius, will equal 212 Fahrenheit. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 5. 12 and 17 is 29. 2 times 9, 2 plus 9 is 18 and 11, which is 9 and 2 again. The birth of 2 worlds of I and I. CL equals to that number, 29. Sky equals to 55, and ski equals to 39, because the Y is sometimes played as an I. 39, the letter C, and the letter I equaling to CL. CL, again, is right over here. And it says C, which means to cut her in half. So you only get 1 L inside of this. My number is 7286. Into the 10 world, it's 38 church. Into the 10 world, it's 24 the cat. Where does that show up? It shows up over here. Z, 26, and X, 24. Dog is 26, and X is 24. Get me the four corners. In the Z, I get the corner 1 and the corner 9. In this one, I get 1, 9, and I connect with it 3 and 7. This equals to 50. This one equals to 20, equals to 70. These two. This one, 17 and 23, this equals to 40. 40 and 20 equals 60. 50 and 20 equals 70. 60 and 70, the spirit is 76. These three together, 50, 20, and 40 equals 110. Electric company, the delta angle. RED, red. G, we can't do green because green is over here. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 and 10. And the 9 birth. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 gets above and below. 52 equals to 17, equals to 10 and 7, which equals to 16 and 67, because all zeros equal 6. 67 and 16 equals to 83, and that would become the church. I'm going to be thinking of something else. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not quite sure where I should go next with this. The other thing about 12 is that 5 and 6 and 5 and 2 and 6 and 1 is 7 and 7. And 8 and 9, which is the word H and I, the 8th and 9th letter that go together, go with 1 and 2 is a 10, 10. 8 and 9, which is 5 and 4, is equal to the sun, because 4 and 9 is 13, and 8 and 5 is 13, and that would equal to the sun, which is the letter Z, 26, plus the 17 equals to 43, and DC, and these are the only two that the sun will not recreate. The sun is number 5, 4, and so is love. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 4 corners, equals to 625. There is no 3 and 4. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 equals to 256. There is no 3 and 4, but we need 256s, one on each side, because you'll always need two sides. I got two sides to me. I'm in the center of my two arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got to go back to the beginning, 6. You must go back to the beginning. If I took this, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, and 4, I got to reattach the cord to 1, so I must come back to 1. This whole thing is 40, and coming back to 1 again gives me the 41. When you play Monopoly, you can't get number 41. That's the Mediterranean. Because you start on go and you begin with 2 dice, you will go no closer and in between 2 taxes and up on the Baltic. And the Baltic, I'm always connecting the Baltic to New Zealand. New Zealand is N and Z equals to 40, 0 equals 6 equals to 46, and Israel is 64, and 0 equals 64. When we create the letter G, we start at 5, 6, 3, 2, 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. We don't come back to 5. But we actually begin this way, 3, 5, 6, 3. We create this triangle. Here's number 23. Can we find number 23? 9 and 8 is 17, and 6 is 23. 7 and 5 is 12, 15, 16, 17, and 4. And 1 is 22. 22 and 23 is the letter W. And is the letter V. VW, Volkswagen, is life. VW, Vergeetst. So whatever we're going to go to next, we're going to leave this alone, and I probably have a ton more things to do, but not very many pages, and I'm not that far behind in my work, but there's still a lot of thinking. Multiplications, 54 times 54, 45 times 45, minus. This is what we're going to do next. We're going to take 76 times 76 equals to 5,776. Then what I'm going to do is 67 times 67 equals to 4,489 minus 5,776 equals to 1,287. 1,287, okay, this one is October. It's red October. This one will equal to 71. Head and a tail. 1 and 7. What is 1 and 7? 6 is in between. What is 1 and 7? 4 is in between. 4 is the number. 4 of anything, 4, 8, 6, 2. These are lines. This is the way the lines go. These two and these two. And then it just goes down like this until it crosses through your whole body. The top part, the middle part, the bottom part. How many times? Now I can't explain this. I shouldn't have gotten into it. But the green here, this says go, right? But when you come to a red, you stop. But when the red disappears and nothing shows up, you continue to go. This one says on and green. The plus and the on is the same thing. These three are different. Do you want to see what God is? God is the division of the omega, and that's number 5. The division of the two sides, 2, 5, and 8. Te. Trust and truth are the words to understand that best, because love is trust. Raphael 7286, and keeping this short, and I probably shouldn't even have gotten into this. If nobody really understands what this is the roulette board. This is one of the designs on the roulette board. Now, I shouldn't have said that either. This is the other side of the roulette board, and this on the floor is what it looks like at the end. For those of you who don't know me, I like to fool around with paint. I paint on some things and almost everything. I like to say that I've painted up, and I've painted in the kitchen, and I've painted on the floor, and I've painted behind me, and I write books, and I study, and everything I know is partly because I picked up a paintbrush and said, wow, look what my paintbrush can do. Look what it can't do. Look at the dice and what they do. Look at Rubik's Cube and what it does. Look at things and what they do and what they can't do, and that's where all the answers are. Understanding the difference. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching Under the Dome.